and welcome to Mystic Whispers podcast. And yeah, we have a full house today, including my co-host Casey Schnese, and we have some special guests, Brittney Marie and Joel Sturgis, and I'm your host Nicole Gaspard for Mystic Whispers podcast. So welcome, guys.
Hi.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah,
Doing
welcome.
all right.
Thank you for joining us. By the way,
No, absolutely, our pleasure.
Yes.
Oh.
so who would like to start?
Well, ladies first. I think Brittney should be up to bat first.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What would you like to know?
So what got you interested in, the paranormal and got you what you do and stuff?
Yeah. Okay.
Tell
So
them the story, Brittney, how you got drug into this wonderful world of the paranormal.
so
I'm all
I
ears.
grew up. I grew up in front of a cemetery, and I now live in a house next door in front of that same cemetery.
Oh, lovely.
And growing up, my grandparents lived on the other side of the block. So I would walk through that cemetery and spend a lot of time in there. And one day when I was over at my grandparents' house, I was about 6 years old. And I was upstairs playing in one of the rooms and had a little boy that came and joined me. Except he lived in the closet. And was
Hold on. Time out.
Creepy
Time out.
closet.
You had a little boy living in the closet, and these guys are going, really? Like that happens every day?
yeah.
Tell me.
It was a whole it was a whole thing. I don't know. I don't know like time period wise. But when some people ended up buying my grandparents' house about 10 years ago, and they were like pulling up everything. It was gutted entirely. They found a lot of shoes in the wall.
Oh,
And
What kind of shoes? Like, how old did you say these shoes would be?
kids' shoes.
Like, no, but I mean, like, age-wise.
They were like leather, one piece.
Old stuff.
I'm like turn of the century is what I'm thinking,
Like
and that's about
1800s, maybe?
I'm thinking maybe
That's
like
what I'm
coming
feeling.
into the 1900s.
Okay.
Gotcha. Right.
And like it was the same style shoe that the little boy used to wear. And I was like, that's really interesting. And like I did some research, and I found out that, when houses were built back then, they would put a shoe in the wall so that you would start it off on the right foot.
Yeah.
It was kind of a luck type of thing. So
Well, that partially protection too, I guess, from what I read too. So.
okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
never knew that.
it was interesting, but that kind of sparked it, because I later found out that my aunt used to see this same little boy, because it was her bedroom when she was a kid. So it kind of sparked that way, and then as I grew, I continued seeing things. My 6-year-old sees things as well, and we have a lot of conversations about it, because it's a lot to handle at that age to
Oh yes.
try and wrap your head around. But yeah, it's an adventure. So that's what got me in. And then by happenstance, I met Joel, and I have the opportunity to work with him and edit his
Awesome.
amazing books. Like, it's so cool. So, and taking on a new role with some of his new work too. So
You can tell them.
And I have to ask, did you ever discover who that was by any chance?
I didn't. I never, because the house was like an old farmhouse back in the day. So, but
No records
Yeah.
found.
There was
So the
nothing.
abstract didn't
That
have.
makes sense.
The abstract
It's
didn't have who the
a
ownership
mystery.
was.
No. And it's, I mean, because it was a very clear visual. Like, I couldn't draw him because I'm terrible at art, but if I shared features, like, I mean, it was a whole person. So, yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. And all my houses that I've owned have been full of life and death. So,
Yeah, I know. I read a couple of them and they were interesting. So,
Yeah.
same here.
yeah. Casey looked into my previous house, and it's still,
I was spot on with it, wasn't I?
yeah. There's still something there.
Yeah.
I love to read photos so I can also remote view.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
I have
awesome.
Casey once in a while with that.
No.
So Joe, yeah, congratulations on your book. You want to?
Oh
little bit?
yeah. I write a few books every now and again. I'm not very good at it, but I sure do try. Let me tell you.
I hear you on that note.
That's all you can do is try.
No, yeah.
There's a reason that there are publishing companies picking Joel up and not letting him go,
Right.
because he is very good at what he does.
I appreciate
That's
that,
good.
Brittney.
Yes,
I
I'm a little
appreciate
biased, but
I
it's true.
appreciate that.
It's true.
No, I've written a few books. Some pretty hard hitters. I've done some investigation guides for folks, some Bigfoot investigation guides, some paranormal investigation guides, road trip guides, some scientific minded guides. That's newest one I'm just kind of getting done. I can't really talk about it much, but that one will be hitting everything. And then I've done some fiction stuff. So I kind of do a little bit of everything. I have fun doing it. It's just fun to do.
Yeah.
This is what it is. I guess if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
All
You
right.
know? So yes, it doesn't feel like work to me.
Right. But I never thought I'd be writing horror stories, and I love horror. I wrote like 2 series now. The other one is about haunted dolls. That I collect haunted dolls.
Sure.
And,
Sure.
And I added a little bit of paranormal to it. I know that's what I know. They said to write what you know, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't collect haunted anything.
No,
I'm good.
You're
I'm
scary.
good.
I don't do dolls, period. I just can't stand
No.
them. I don't like them.
No, I don't
Yeah.
even have a blow up doll. No, I'm good.
No comment.
I never actually liked dolls, even when I was little, and now I own a haunted doll.
Sure. Well, you know, I dealt with a few cases over the years with demonic stuff that people owned, and it's like, not really interested in owning any of it.
No.
You know, but
So what did you deal with, Joel?
well, let's see. You know, it's not always dolls though. It's everything from a haunted dresser. Yeah, believe it or not, the
there's other
previous owner,
haunted.
couldn't let go of it, to a few other haunted possessions. Some of it was, you know, people were innocently going to antique shops, bought the wrong thing, brought it home. Next thing you know, crap goes sideways, which can happen. And then there's other people that, you know, they know it's haunted and they start dabbling with the wrong thing, and they end up getting themselves in trouble. And that does happen occasionally as well. But you know, personally, I don't do the haunted object thing in my home. But hey, I don't really judge anyone that does. Just kind of be careful with it. That's all.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know, kind of understand what you got and what you're dealing with.
But you just never know what you got until you get it.
Yeah, I tried. I wanted to sell a bag of poltergeists on eBay, but you know, that didn't sell so hot.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why, but
So what did you do with the items?
Well, basically, a cleansing process happened. Well, first off, I tell people, hey, if you want to keep this item and you're dead set on keeping this item, there's going to be a process to keeping this item, right? Because a lot of times when things have attachments to them, it's people that owned them in the past that just can't let go, because that's what's keeping them on the earth plane. So they're like, hey, you know what? This is my dresser. You can't have it. So I'm going to make your life a living hell. Unless you just leave me alone in my dresser, kind of thing. So you kind of got to break that attachment. And that attachment is actually hard to break, because some of these people don't even realize that they're dead. is the
Yeah.
problem, that are
That's true.
attached to this stuff. So they're living their life and they don't understand that they're no longer alive to enjoy this stuff, because it's
Right.
just stuff is all it is. But to them, that's life, right? So I mean, that's what they knew in life.
Yeah.
So kind of like how houses can be haunted too,
Or people.
Definitely.
or people, people can be haunted. People can
I know I
have
am.
attachments. But thing of it is really quite honestly, at the end of the day, it's not as common as one would think either, though. It's not like everything you buy is haunted. But I've dealt with cases, like I said, haunted dressers, of course, dolls, as we talked about earlier, which are
Even cars too that can be.
yeah. I've
attached.
dealt with a couple of cars that were
Antiques.
just
Yeah.
Mhm.
yep. So really, it is a thing, that the entity, the ghost, the person can't let go of. It's a prized
Yeah.
possession they can't let go of. A lot of people inherit things that are also haunted. Grandma
True.
loved this and
Haunted
they inherit
items,
it, and
Yeah.
and grandma's with it. They see grandma hanging around. So really, kind of runs the gamut. There's not one good answer of this is what it is, because it's very individualistic.
Yeah.
The different hauntings. So yeah.
So anyway, I think the dolls are more popular because they resemble us. So I think that's why they're more popular.
Well, it's the it's the uncanny valley, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
it's something that's very close to what we look like. So we're obviously gonna gravitate towards some stuff that looks like us. So it's that uncanny valley thing. Yeah. And personally, dolls freak me the hell out. I'll be honest.
The same.
Not really a doll guy. Although
No.
I did stay at the Clown Motel once, and that was a little crazy. That was a little nuts.
Oh, what was that like?
It was pretty crazy. It was over there in the desert, and it's allegedly.
I've heard of
haunted.
that hotel. I've heard of that
And
one.
I went there, and
I heard of it, but I
was a
haven't been there.
trip. Yeah, I've been there. I plan to put in a book, so I don't want to tell too much because it will be in one of my haunted road guide books.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
The
look
Clown
forward to that.
Motel, how that rolled, but it definitely is active. I mean, plus creepy because all the clowns.
Yeah.
Right. I never
That's-
I
liked
don't-
clowns either.
No.
I
And my
can't stand
grandmother-
clowns.
My grandmother used to make clowns. I had a couple behind me. I'm like, Grandma, you make them more? She's like, yeah.
So if I go again, I'll be dragging the lovely and talented Brittney Marie with me.
I'll go.
Nice.
I'll go with you.
I'll go.
Oh man.
Be up to California. Just kidding.
Just tell her you're taking her somewhere and don't tell her where.
Just kidding. I would never do that. I would
Great.
never do that to her. No,
I would
no.
never. I would never do that to somebody.
I hope not.
It's an adventure. Trust me.
Yep.
I've been to
Yay,
enough
adventure.
creepy motels and hotels that I might just think it's a random Saturday.
That's right. Hey,
Random. Mm.
Only way to go, right?
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's about it right there.
So Casey, what's that you started paranormal? And then we're gonna go.
Well, I started watching Ghost Hunters when they started out. Been interested, and then 7 years ago is when I actually started investigating.
Huh. Well, how I started is a whole different story then.
Yeah, a friend of mine, she introduced me to an investigation, and I've been hooked ever since. There was actually a hotel on top of that. So
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Nice.
I started way
I don't
back.
know if you know of it, the location, but it's Karsten Nest Hotel in Kewanee, Wisconsin.
I can't say I've heard of it. Brittany, you ever heard of it?
I haven't heard.
No.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I have
Yeah.
not been.
It's
I
a
don't even
very
know what
active
it is.
place. I won't say any of the history, but it's active.
Okay.
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 Have you been back since?
I've been there twice actually.
Okay.
Nice.
And the second time I went there, there was a story of this cop that had events going on. She stayed there. She didn't last more than 2 hours.
Wow.
She saw a full body apparition come from her bathroom, going through a room, out the door.
Oh wow.
I'd be requesting a new room.
Well,
Yes.
she just got her stuff and left. And when he was telling me, he's like, "I know you ain't gonna be running."
Sure.
She's like, "You're gonna be staying."
Wow.
Oh
No,
man.
You won't get
wow.
any sleep in those places. Believe me, I know.
That's true. That is true. I got my start. What was it? 1992
Oh
is when
wow.
I started. Long before the whole ghost hunting craze started.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
it was me and mainly I started as a skeptic. Kind of learned my lesson when I talked to a dead guy for about 10 minutes. Yeah, so kind of learned my lesson there that these things are real. But it took
Yeah.
that because I was a hardcore skeptic beforehand.
I honestly, I was too for a while until I started investigating. And then, of course, my old apartment was haunted.
Wow.
And then my mom's old house was haunted that I lived in, so I can't, deny it. Plus,
Yeah.
I've also lived next to a cemetery as well.
I've always
Basically,
believed because
my
Good.
apartment that I had lived in with my ex-wife, our front yard was a cemetery, literally. I look out the living room window and I see headstones.
oh wow,
It was like 2 feet from it.
that's probably why it's haunted in that area. I saw my friend
That apartment wasn't the one I was just recently, but yeah.
my
Oh,
friend, she lives in Chicago, and like her house is surrounded by cemeteries. I'm like, girl, that's why you're haunted.
not necessarily. It could be the land itself, not
Yeah,
the cemetery.
yeah. Chicago's a windy city, you know. But I've always believed in the paranormal. I been gifted since I was younger. I've been hearing them, seeing them. So
Yeah,
I've been to
I'm that way now
various
too.
places. Yep. Oh, we lost Brittney. Is she still there?
I think there she is. There she is.
She's got to unmute herself again. By the way,
That's all.
Yeah,
Don't
I know
lose
it's
yourself.
loud here.
It's all good.
We
Yeah.
couldn't hear.
yeah, we can't hear nothing.
Okay.
You're
My
good.
AC is loud, so I'm surprised you guys don't hear that.
Nope.
And I have a fan next to me.
So Joel,
Yo.
you talked to somebody for 10 minutes without realizing they were dead.
I did not know they were dead. It was a coworker. It was a coworker that I did not know was dead.
Okay, so I've heard this story and I love this story. So I think we need to hear it.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So I got to kind of back up a little bit and say I was like 21, 22. I was pretty young. I was fresh out of college and I was coming out of broadcasting school. I went to Brown for broadcasting. And back in those days in radio, you had to have a degree and you had to do this, you had to do that. Just there was really no podcasting like today, which is totally cool that there's podcasting today. But you had to go get a degree. And I got a job at a radio station in Texas, of all places, because anywhere I could get microphone time I needed. Just get experience, because you don't get experience unless you can't get a job unless you have experience. How do you get experience if you don't get a job? So there you are, catch 22. So I get a job at classic country radio station. I'm working the night shift, and it was a brutal job because I'm not a country music kind of guy. But those that are, God bless you.
Yeah.
So I used to work every weekend, every Saturday, Sunday. My rotation was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. Saturday would be my last day. Sunday morning, I'd leave, have a little bit of time off. Well, anyhow, Sunday mornings, every Sunday morning, we used to have a guy named Cowboy Roy on. Cowboy Roy was a heck of a real guy. I mean, he was a real cowboy. He was like in his late 80s at this point, early 90s. And this is, gotta remember, this is like 1990, whatever it was. Not even, whatever it was. I'd have to look at my notes. But anyhow, he used to do a classic country show every Sunday morning called On the Trail with Cowboy Roy. He was a local celebrity. Every grandma loved him. Let me just put it that way. Everybody knew who Cowboy Roy was, larger than life. Their very own John Wayne. People loved him. They'd come out of the woodwork to see him if he was somewhere. So, but he was always full of good stories, and I'd always make time to talk to Cowboy Roy. So every Sunday morning, I'd make sure that they used to call them ramps. So before you got in the studio, you get what they call a ramp, and that's so many songs in succession before you had to go on air to talk. So I used to give him an extra generous ramp, about 20 minutes long, because Roy hated having to go into the studio and start talking right away. Everything else, he'd like this paperwork, pour his coffee, get ready, ease into it, which is fine. So I would always do that. I'd go in there and say, hey, Roy, I got your ramp ready. You don't have to go hit air until it's like a 20-minute ramp. You're good. He'd always say, thank you, kid. And we'd talk a little bit. And he'd go in the studio and he would just do his thing. So anyhow, that being said, that day rolls around and me and Roy are talking like we always do. Always have for the last 2 years. We're talking away. So I leave. I go downstairs because this station was a 2-story station. We had our broadcast stations upstairs. Our business office was downstairs. In order to leave, you had to walk to the business office where they used to sell radio advertising. Traffic was down there, general manager's office. You get the picture.
Yep.
So I'm walking through there and I see our general manager. Our general manager's name was Dennis. Dennis was a bit of a dick, I'll be honest. He was one of those guys, Now you gotta remember, this is the early 1990s in radio. People were hard partying still in that time. They were drinking hard. It was a way different era than today. And so in order to get him to be there on a Sunday morning, the station would have to be on fire, like literally burning down. Then Dennis might think about coming in. So I walk downstairs and I see Dennis and I'm thinking, well, he's here on a day he's not supposed to be here. My shift is just getting over. I thought I was going to be getting fired, to be honest, when I walked up there. I'm like, hey, Dennis, what are you doing here? What are you doing? He says, yeah, I'm here to cover a shift. And I'm thinking, well, who didn't show up? Because Roy's in the booth. I'm leaving. Everybody that's supposed to be there is there. And I said, no, everything's fine. I thought maybe Roy maybe called him, said I was sick and decided to come to work anyway and just didn't tell him. Well, it wasn't that Roy was sick. It was that Roy was dead. So he says, no, I'm here to cover Roy's shift because I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you've been on the night shift, so no one really get a hold of you. Roy passed away in the middle of the night last night. And I am here to cover a shift till we can get a replacement. So, of course, I'm shocked and I stop and I look at him and I say, hey, how about we go upstairs and I'll prove to you that Roy is still very much alive and he is here and he is on the air. So we march our way upstairs. The radio studio is empty. No one in there. Nobody. But the weirdest part of it is he was drinking coffee, Roy was, and that break room was adjacent to the studios. His coffee cup was still on the table with hot coffee in it. That was a little nuts.
Yeah.
That changed my view on ghosts. I was a hardcore skeptic before then.
Oh, wow. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I've seen a few operations, and I even seen my own father's ghost operation. I mean, how often does that happen to see your own family? So I was going to a friend of my friend's party. Right when we pulled up, I saw him like doing this. Like, what are you doing here? Like, I don't think he was happy I was there at the party.
Wow. Yeah.
So my friend knows about my gift. She's like, you're seeing something, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, my dad.
Wow. Dang. That's something.
Yeah.
I thought me meeting Roy was something, but that's something.
And another time I seen my first ghost was years before. I used to work in a grocery store, right? And I took a break, right? And then we had an upstairs break room. So I kept feeling something play with my hair all day. So, and that's when I saw it. After I was hearing these sounds really, pounding really hard. And that kind of freaked me out a bit. And then he just suddenly appeared in front of me. So, yeah, I wrote about it in my first book, Dark Pathways.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Dark Pathways is my first few ghostly encounters. True stories.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
funny. He was just messing with my hair all day. Like, I thought it was a bug or something, right? But no, it's very consistent.
Huh.
And so, later on that night, my friend Kimberly, we used to investigate. We turned on our spirit boxes. And then I saw who was messing with my hair all day. This is where it gets funnier. And we heard a female ghost say, "Stop it, Frank." Like, told him out, "Stop it, Frank."
That's something.
Oh.
Yeah. And the fact that he followed me home they followed me home. I tell you, spirits follow me from everywhere.
Oh, yeah?
Wow. That
Uh,
would be uncomfy. I would have to put some type of protection.
Yeah, after that, I
Um,
learned, hopefully I learned to do more protection.
Spirits used to follow me too, but quit drinking.
So that's what got me into paranormal. And capturing some full body apparition as well, without even trying. Like, how do you do that? They would call me a ghost magnet.
So you guys, students of the paranormal, you guys study a lot of other case studies, stuff like that?
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah, always learning.
Yeah? Yeah. That's
Awesome.
cool. That is really
More
cool.
questions.
What did you guys think of what do you guys think of Harry Price? He wrote the Confessions of a Ghost Hunter.
Oh, I never heard of it.
You never heard of Harry Price?
Nope.
No.
The original ghost hunter, the paranormal investigator, like the #1 guy that started it.
Nope.
The way we do it, Harry Price. Really, you should look it up. He wrote a book.
Oh, now it's kind of ring a bell.
Yeah,
Kind of
in
ring a bell.
1932, called "The Confessions of a Ghost Hunter," and it's really a good book because what's cool about that book in particular is it's before all the gadgetry and this and that. You get to see what it was like way back when, right? And some of the stuff I've learned quite a bit out of stuff like that from the way back when, different kind of things and stuff you can do without modern technology that actually holds up really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have my Polaroid camera that I like to use.
Did you guys ever look into the skull experiment?
Mm-mm.
No, not yet, but I heard of it.
Isn't that cool? The skull experiment is super cool.
Yeah. I've heard of it. I just never done it. So.
Yeah. So anyhow, I'm a big geek that way. I read everything. I used to read everything and get my hands on, Hans Holzer. It was a good one. Stuff like that. Brad Steiger, if you never heard of him, but that's a really good one to look into.
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah. He's a Midwest guy. That was cool about it. He was right in Iowa, so I got to know him real well.
That's cool.
I feel like the skull experiment, like it had similarities. Obviously, it was not the same, but like it gives like rose red, like Stephen King's.
It kind of, I want to say that if I didn't know any better, that King got his inspiration from the skull experiment because that predated Rose Red.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm like,
yeah.
That's to this day, that's still one of my favorites.
Oh, it's a great flick. It's a great miniseries. Awesome miniseries. I love that show.
Into that.
It's good. The cast is good.
But
the skull experiment, if you do some digging, like there's some really cool similarities that
Well, look into Philip experiment. You want something that'll blow your mind. The Philip experiment. Look into that.
Okay.
That is when they created a ghost. They made a ghost.
Right.
They manufactured a ghost.
Like a topa.
Interesting.
Yeah, look into it. In fact, it's a movie if you don't want to read the book called The Quiet Ones.
Oh,
And it's
that one, that's
pretty
great.
good. It's pretty good. Holds up pretty good.
I think
And
I've heard of
so,
it.
yeah, the students, I think it was Ontario, if I'm
Hmm.
not mistaken. I have to look back at it. So they got together
No.
You
and
froze
they
for a second.
created a ghost, right? So they
Mm.
Yeah.
he was a member of aristocracy in their story, and he was ostracized by, he lost his crown, whatever story they made. So this person never existed. They gave him a fake name. It was Sir Philip. They gave him a backstory. They started talking about Philip so much that they started getting EVP with Philip talking. They started getting pictures of Philip. There's everything. So they actually created a tulpa. They proved that the human mind is capable of actually projecting power,
Yeah.
right? So they're making this ghost out of nothing,
Mm.
which is amazing, but begs the question,
Yeah, I heard
how
of
many
it.
hauntings are tulpas?
Right.
Huh.
Like
Interesting.
Annabelle. A lot of people know about Annabelle, and she is stronger every day because we mentioned her name or something.
Well, Annabelle, wasn't she allegedly a demon, had a demonic attachment rather than a ghostly attachment?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
But
when I
Annabelle was
looked at
also
the
a Raggedy Ann doll.
yeah, because I used to know
not
Ed and
a
I used to know Ed and Lorraine very well. I actually saw the original Annabelle, and
Oh,
and it
wow.
was I knew Ed. Ed was he's definitely a showman, but that whole thing, I'm not, I don't know if it's demonic or not, or if it was real or not. I am hesitant. There's some plot holes there in that whole story that makes me stop and give it pause,
Yeah.
but I don't want to go there because I know that, there's a lot of people that really look up to the Warrens, and God bless if you do. I mean, they're nice folks. When I dealt with them, they're
Yeah.
nice folks.
I never met them, but I met the grandson, Chris McKenna, and he's
Yep.
been part of our show quite a few
Okay.
times in the past.
Sure.
Mm.
And I used to be part of their foundation for a while, but that's separate from the Nesper, from the Morons. So they're separate.
Yeah.
From each other.
Yeah.
But I
Kinda
did.
make- Oh,
I
go
did
ahead.
got to write to Lorraine one time on here, and she actually wrote that. I was like, whoa.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Before she passed. But
Yeah. It would have been a lot cooler if she would have written after she passed.
Right?
yeah, I've had dreams about her though.
Yeah.
Yeah, helping out, even in
Sure.
afterlife.
Sure. Huh. Well, that's cool.
So bucket list. What's on your guys' bucket list? I know I have a long list.
I know we've touched that on your podcast a little bit.
Yeah. I not to sound like lucky me, but I've pretty much been everywhere.
Oh, nice.
Trying to think of somewhere I haven't been that I would. I
You
guess
haven't been
over in
out here?
Oshkosh. There's not Oshkosh, but yeah, it's Oshkosh.
Are you
There's
talking
an
about
asylum.
Opera House
Yeah.
No, there's an asylum out that way.
in Oshkosh,
I've
Wisconsin?
been to Alcatraz.
Are you,
Go ahead,
or are you
Brittney.
talking about Sheboygan State Asylum?
Sheboygan, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is, Sheboygan. I
Thank
always
you,
get that.
Casey.
That's on the bucket list. I haven't been there yet. So if you're
Yeah.
listening and you're the folks at Sheboygan,
I'll have
And,
to. We'll just set something up.
I
I know the owner, so
oh yeah, I'd definitely
Nice.
go.
yeah, that's where I do the haunted house. That's where you're coming with me to do the VIP tour.
Nice.
you're taking me too, right? I'll go.
Yeah.
I've been
I
there
want to
before.
go.
So you
I want to go to
guys,
Dracula's Castle.
Dracula's Castle. Yeah, what's funny about Dracula's Castle is he never actually lived there.
And there's one over in Whitby, UK. Excuse me. Whitby, UK. I think that's where the original was.
So
What's
I
that?
went to Dracula's Castle. This is many years ago, and I was what were we doing? I think we were doing the Olympics or something. We were covering something. It was something totally unrelated to the paranormal. Is how we ended up over there. And I went to Dracula's Castle, and I'm doing the talking to the locals and the tour, and I come to find out Dracula never lived there. He had no association with the castle.
Mm.
I was totally bummed. I'm like, wait a minute, you call it Dracula's Castle? Nope, never lived there.
Huh.
Sadly.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know that. But okay, and did you guys hear that they are redoing Dracula? They're redoing the Audible, and it's Jonathan Bailey is
no.
going to play Dracula's voice.
Really? Oh, very cool. Very
Yeah, it would be
cool.
cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really fun to do.
Now I have chills.
Right. Well, and it's one of those books. It's one of those classics that if you, I don't know, if you don't have a chance to read it in school, it's still worth a read.
Oh, Bram Stoker
Like-
was a hell of an author, and yes, it still holds up today. You know, when I write and I run into writer's block, I'll listen.
Oh,
I'll
yeah, I
read
hate
other
that.
writers. I'll take that in. I'll even go to sleep listening to Audible sometimes when I'm really
Yeah.
stuck somewhere, and you know, to listen to the classics because you know it kind of takes you back, and you know which
Gives
I
you-
actually don't get a lot of writer block.
It gives you ideas too for your
Yeah, it does. It
inspires.
does. Yep. It inspires
lot of
a
my
little bit.
dreams- I get ideas from a lot of my dreams because I have a lot of vivid dreams, and I still remember to this day. So a lot of times I don't have to write it down. I still remember it.
My grandparents come to me in my dreams all the time.
Yeah, visitation
yeah?
dreams. I have a lot of those too. My husband visited me quite a few times. He's been passed since 2020, and other various family members. And yeah, so
Yeah.
I remember one time I was dreaming about my grandfather and called my stepmom. And she's like, "Yep, he's passed. I didn't even know it."
Wow.
Yeah, she knows about my abilities too. Did we lose Brittany again?
No, I think she just dipped out because she's actually at a wedding. So I
Okay.
think what she did was she just dipped out for a second off screen.
Okay.
So
There she is.
what abilities do you have? You like do psychic readings and stuff? Or
Yeah, I'm clairvoyant, remote view.
Your mic is muted, just so you know.
what? So like, can you do like on the spot readings, or do you have to kind of work your way up to it? How does your
Yeah, I
ability
think I
work?
could do any type of reading. You know,
Really? So you can like
photographs, mostly
Yeah.
photographs reading.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, in case he would go to a location, he'll give me a photograph, and I'll just read it for them. So that's what I like to do for teams as well. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. But yeah,
Yeah. That is pretty neat. I unfortunately don't have those abilities. Darn it.
I don't have
be glad
the
you don't.
psychic ability. I don't have the psychic ability, but I have the empathic ability. It's two different things. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people have that too.
I just have a very highly inquisitive mind. I mean, where I question everything, look into everything, research everything, try to
that
get
that
as
is you.
much as I can.
So speaking of authors, you'll be having Stephen King, right?
We've had him on several times. Yeah, I know
Awesome.
Mr. King very well over the years.
He's actually one of my favorite authors, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
mine too.
Yeah,
In fact,
yeah,
he's
he's not bad.
inspiration.
He's not bad. I mean, I think he's going places.
I know he's been to the Stanley Hotel. I know that.
Yep.
I would like to go there.
I've dealt with him, but I'll tell you what, a good friend of mine is Dean Koontz, and we've gotten to know each
nice.
other over the years, and he's actually helped me with my writing every now and again, where he's
Nice.
kind of looked at a few things and told me what works, what doesn't, especially in the early days when I had no idea what I was doing, you know, because
Yeah.
you know, either you're really good at it or you're not really good at it. There's really doesn't seem to be an in between.
It's always good to have that guidance.
Yeah.
Even in the
So-
paranormal, if you think you know it, you're wrong.
You really don't.
It just it changes every single day, every single time. And it's never the same.
That's true.
Oh, the paranormal?
Yes.
Well, yeah, and that's because there's a lot of reasons why it always changes because we have no standards and practices and checks and balances when it comes to doing investigations. Everybody does it their own way, so we don't have any kind of if you're looking for mushrooms in the wilderness, right? This is how you do that, right? So there's a guide to do that.
Right.
This is how it's done. This is how we can scientifically prove that this mushroom exists. But we don't have that with the paranormal.
No.
It's left with everybody at every other group doing it their own way, which doesn't. One thing that science thrives on is consistency.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and repeatability. And so, if you can't get those things, it's hard to be a scientific method. I mean, we can get really close, but it's really hard to convince the hardcore scientists, which I have several friends are scientists, and we go round and round and round about this subject matter. One of my friends is Bill Nye the Science Guy. Him and I, we have butt heads, and me and Penn Jillette, we're friends. We have butt heads, and they say, hey, I'll tell you what, you bring a ghost to my house, and you let me talk to him, have him sit down, then I'll believe there's ghosts. Until then, I don't believe you.
Well, bring him to a place that's haunted and see what happens.
Well, you could bring a lot of people to as haunted locations you want to, but if they have a closed mind, nothing is open to it.
Yeah, that's true.
So they'll think of something, some reason. So yeah.
I like to say that my friend used to say, even if Bigfoot were to go up and shake your hand, they wouldn't still believe that's Bigfoot.
It was a guy in a suit, is what they'd say. They'd think of any reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Sorry, we kind of stole there a minute. We're back? Yeah, we're back. All right, gremlins. Time to blame the gremlins. So,
Right.
so
sure.
what are you guys thoughts about Ouija boards?
Well,
I
Brittney, go
don't
ahead.
I don't fuck with Ouija boards.
I don't either.
I've been I had a friend of mine play with one when I was in the first grade, and he was told, so he was in fifth grade, and he was told that he would die before graduation.
Wow.
And he was killed about 3 weeks before graduation.
Wow.
I had one of my very good friends took one out to one of the cemeteries by me. It's they close it down now at 10 o'clock because they had a lot of issues there. And she took it out there for like a school project or whatever, and ended up like the kids she was with, they ended up like opening something up, and she saw like a green hand coming out of it.
No
She was
way.
like,
Oh,
she was
man.
done. She left. The only time that I've been in that cemetery, the sky directly above me was like royal purple, and everywhere else was blue.
Wow.
It was just this like strip of purple that was, surrounding us. And I was like, so there were different things happening. And so she had the same thoughts. Like, yeah, we stayed away from them. And then, I don't know, I bought one when I was at an antique shop in Missouri, almost 7 years ago. And it was really cool. It was really old. It was, original. And a kiddo decided to open it up in my house and turned my house into a portal. So that was part of why I moved.
That could
Because
happen.
I'll do it.
yeah, I had a lot of issues that
Is that the one? Is that the
couldn't
one
do
I remote readed, or is that a different one?
No, that's the other one.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, I was seeing everything from kids to adults to having hands on my neck to not being able to like enter a bedroom because there was a demon in there. There was I had shadow figures. It became very active very quick, and I couldn't do anything about it. I would throw my laundry down to the basement because I couldn't bring myself to go down there. And it got to the point I ran out of clothes and had to go buy clothes.
Wow.
And my mom came over and took all of my laundry. It took 3 cars to take all of my laundry to go wash it because I I couldn't go to the basement. It was
Dang.
insane. Yeah.
Wow.
That's when you make
Yeah.
someone you put a washer and dryer upstairs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there was nowhere to do it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
that would have been the preference. So no. Me and Ouija boards, we are not friends.
Me neither.
We're good. We're good.
No.
Ouija boards. Well, Ouija boards, I don't mess with them personally. But every single bad story pretty much I've heard up until this one right here was about a sleepover in 5th grade. Everybody always has that. We were at my little friend's house and this happened and that, right? So, that just seems to be the quintessential Ouija board story. Thing with Ouija boards is I think some of it is, now not to discount Brittney at all, because I do believe her 110%. If there's anyone in this world, I believe it's Brittney. She's absolutely above board. So that being said, normally Ouija boards are scientifically, they say it's micromotor movements of your fingers that are making it slide around, right? Because your intention is there, so you can do that. Kind of like pendulums do the same thing.
Yeah.
But that being said, for my scientific friends out there, they're going, Joel, tell them about the micromotor movements. I just did. But they're creepy. And weird things happen. Now, whether that's intention, whether that's because, we're putting it out there in the atmosphere that we're doing this, because someone argued that doing EVP is just like doing a Ouija board session. It's just delayed response on tape. So, I've heard that argument. Bottom line is, I don't mess with them. And if there's even a chance that something bad can happen from me using a Ouija board, I'm out.
Mm-hmm. The closest I've been to a Ouija board is when I was in Michigan at the Paracon there. They had a table full of them. And then
was that Robert Murch over there?
Where?
At the Paracon? Because
I don't know. I didn't.
The guy that does all the Ouija boards, Robert Murch.
Probably, but I didn't see anybody at the booth at the time.
Gotcha.
But the other one was the Monroe House, where actually on that particular wall, I actually seen a figure with my thermal camera right next to where believe it or not, a showcase of Ouija boards.
Yeah. I think that Ouija boards are, Parker Brothers doesn't have the corner on the paranormal, right? Because that's who's making them, and they're selling them to children. A 10-year-old could go in and buy a Ouija board, and that's kind of what's scary too, because they're so accessible. But it begs the question. Yeah, it kind of begs the question: is it the Ouija board or the person?
I think it's the person, because
because when I
realized that when you put your mind to something, like the Monroe House, it's known to be the house, because I'm not saying the word demon, but it's very well known to be the demon house. Well, it's all in the mind.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Because when I went there, I didn't feel none of that, and I'm an empath.
Okay.
I felt nothing negative there. Did I stay there for very long? No. Maybe 24 hours, but within that 24 hours, I felt nothing. And we had activity, but it was nothing near compared to what.
Well, but intention has a lot to do with that. Yep. I was looking for an editor, for instance, and I found Brittney because I put that intention out there.
Yeah.
I found the beautiful and talented Brittney. And she came in and she says, hey, I'll help you out. And that's really some of your intention you put out there, whether it's good or bad, right? So, same with the haunting, too. That's the intention you go in with. Because I've been in places that are absolutely allegedly haunted and as quiet as a mouse, where someone else with a different intention than I do, it's off the wall haunted. Yeah, so it really, it's kind of the
yes, you got to go into places open-minded, but you still got to be careful, because if you go in there with a negative mindset, it's going to give it to you.
That's true. I always go with the open-minded heart.
People were telling me even in the Sheboygan State Asylum was evil, and I'm like, no. I've been there. It's not evil. I guarantee it. You might see shadow figures here and there, but that again.
It depends where you're at in there. They
Mhm.
had different wings for different patients and different situations. I mean, the family that owned it lived there. So, no, it's not inherently haunted, it's not inherently evil. But there's one of the wings that there's a lot more activity, there's a lot
Yep.
more things happening
Yeah,
because of where it's located.
yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah.
I'm just saying it's not demonic unless you put your mind to being.
Right.
mean-
So
wouldn't
you're
put it
saying you're manufacturing the demons? Is that what you're saying? Because you're putting your mind to it? Are you manufacturing them then?
possibly.
Possibly. I mean, it's very rare for a location to be. You have to summon it to
I
be.
mean, demons are not around every corner.
No.
You know, it's kind of like the
But
exception, not the rule.
when I was at the asylum, I never felt anything evil there. Are
Yeah,
they?
with the Winchester Mystery House too. For a tour, I didn't really feel anything there at the time.
Yeah. Did you ever
I
go to
just-
Alcatraz? Nicole, did you ever go to Alcatraz?
Yes, I've been there.
And what did you think of Alcatraz?
It was cool.
Did
I
you
actually
investigate it,
enjoyed
or were you just a tourist? Did you tour it, or
just a tourist.
okay? Because
but,
I was locked in there for 3 days.
Oh,
Wow.
I would have been.
And
Yeah.
it was
But I went
interesting.
inside. I went inside a jail. So
Oh yeah, Centralia.
I
Yeah.
volunteered.
Yep.
I'd stay there for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Why
I
not?
was there
Yeah,
for-
I was going to say, Joel, I don't think I knew you were there for days.
Yeah, 3 days we were locked in there.
Wow.
It was awesome. It was good. It even gave us a inmate number.
Do you remember yours?
Yeah, mine was 9835167. That's what it was. Yeah,
Nice.
only because I had it
Oh
right
my
there on the wall.
gosh.
I had a plaque on the wall.
I love that.
But
So
yeah,
what
no,
happened?
I was booked in. I was booked in, and yeah, I had a cell, and yeah, it was interesting.
Nice.
It was definitely interesting.
That sounds amazing.
I've been
good time.
to Old Julia prison, and I've stayed in their cells for a couple hours.
Tell you what, Eastern State Penitentiary, I found that to be way worse than Alcatraz even.
I never been there. I want to go.
Very oppressive, very, very oppressive, especially when you got to the Capone cell.
I have rented into his spirit twice, so
Yeah. Yeah, some areas in Alcatraz I couldn't enter for some reason at the time. Something telling me not to enter this.
Yeah, there's
No,
some
I always
creepy
followed
things over
it.
there.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely some creepy things in those prisons.
when I encountered Al Capone, I think the only time negative with him specifically was when I was in Illinois at the school YMCA school, where he did his bootlegging stuff.
Sure.
How would you turn the tables?
Yeah, I was a friend of mine. We had a booth there, and we were in the basement. He would not pay the table fee. He didn't want to do anything.
That's a no-no.
And I was talking about Al Capone because I ran into a spirit at Old Baraboo Inn. So I was talking about him, and so my equipment's going off at the same time as I'm talking about him. And then as he says, well, I'm not going to pay the table fee, that was the exact same moment that table lifted up and slammed on the floor.
Dang.
And the legs buckled. There's no legs on that. And so my now ex that was there, she's like, she thought she had done it, but she pushed onto the table. I'm like, that's not going to do it. The way that table did it, no.
That is pretty crazy.
And we weren't the only ones that witnessed that happen. People are coming down the stairs, saw it lift up, slammed on my knee.
Wow.
I thought I had, almost had a big bruise on my knee, but yeah, all our stuff was ruined.
Huh.
So
Wow.
Pay
I
your
had a,
fees.
I had a feeling he had something to do with it because, you know, if someone steals your beer or something, you're gonna defend it.
Mhm.
So I think he felt like that and
Yeah.
destroyed
Yeah.
all his stuff. But
Yeah.
Definitely.
other than, I mean, it wasn't me; it was him. But he ended up paying.
Huh.
After that, I
Hopefully.
felt bad that he ended up paying. And I'm like, well, should have paid the first time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Learned a
that's
lesson.
that's my most encounter with him is that.
Sure.
But it
Sure.
wasn't evil towards me. I was fine. It was just him and our table.
Right.
So, but yeah,
I know we're
That
getting
was-
towards the end. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we go? Any final message?
Well,
Yeah, so-
Brittany, anything you'd like to share?
put her on the spot while I had
I
it.
do all the time.
I didn't
He
do it.
does. He
Did.
knows I can handle it. I'm good. Thank you guys for having us on. It's
Yeah, no
Anytime.
a
problem.
lot of fun, listening and learning and hearing all of the different things.
Yeah. Yeah. Check us out on After Hours AM over there, iHeartRadio. Yeah. We're live every Sunday night. Yeah. We're all over the place. You have to work hard not to find us.
Mm.
So
I don't have to
Definitely
work that
will.
hard. I don't have to work hard because I see her posted all the time. So I just,
Yes, absolutely.
And where can everyone get your books, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Foundations Publishing is going to be publishing 4 of them, but the rest of them, Miss Brittany over there is actually my agent. So,
You mean mine?
she's going to work her magic. And yeah, whoever picks them up, I guess, the newest ones, but someone will.
I'm
That
a,
Yeah.
whole thing.
You do want one because they're amazing. I've gotten to read through them so far. He just sent me a new one today.
do I
haven't
need to
gotten to
sign
read that
one?
one yet.
I'll send you a signed one. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Heck
Thank
yes.
you. I appreciate
yeah, you had to
it.
send me one signed too. Even though I don't read, but I'll read it.
Yeah, I finished my 31st book this week.
Wow. That you
For the
wrote?
Haunted Board
Yep.
series.
You wrote 31 books? Wow,
Yeah.
I thought I was fast. Dang.
Uh, mm.
Yeah, it's a mixture from poems, memoirs, and then starting to write horror.
Wow.
Because I
Who
absolutely love
ed-
Stephen King.
Who's editing do you do your own editing too and stuff? Yeah. Wow. It's all you,
I
huh?
do the book designs and everything.
Yeah. Wow.
I have 0.
well,
no books.
You know.
Maybe one day, right? Yeah.
Maybe.
no?
Who
You
knows?
never know. You never know. I didn't think I'd be a writer till COVID hit.
Yeah, me either.
And I started writing, and that was how many years ago. And because I had nothing better to do, I thought I'd try it. And next thing you know,
Hmm.
you have to go, don't you?
I do. I have to hop off, guys.
All
Oh,
right.
no
Have
problem.
Good
fun.
seeing you.
Thank
And
you. Nice meeting you.
Enjoy your
Nice
evening.
meeting you too. Bye.
have
Bye.
fun.
Bye.
Stay
Later.
safe. Didn't do anything I wouldn't do.
That leaves out a lot. I mean, that's what I always
Oh,
say.
wow.
That leaves out a lot.
Yeah, right.
So thank you guys for coming on. And sorry about my voice tending to go out sometimes.
No, you're good.
I have allergies.
No
And the
worries.
hot weather don't help out here in California.
Yeah, so
Casey
true. So
knows.
true.
So yeah, any final messages for your fans?
You know what? Never stop learning. If you're into the paranormal,
Be careful,
remember to
right?
learn from those that came before you, and also teach those that come after you.
Yeah.
Amen.
And of course, be careful before you run into something.
Right. Always stay grounded.
Do the homework before you go to a location.
That's true. Keep
Yeah.
your feet on the keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you asked the right question. Anyway, yeah, you have a great night. Have a safe week. And hopefully
you
you'll come
too.
back.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us on. It was a great
Yeah, I
time.
can't believe it's been
Well,
a whole hour
we-
already.
Yeah, both of us will have to come on to your show sometime.
Oh yeah, that'd be a hoot, wouldn't it? We'll have to do
Yeah.
that. We'll have to make that happen.
Definitely. I look forward to that. And your show is called After Hours.
After Hours AM. Yeah, there's a story behind that too. How it got its name, which is funny.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you want to hear it quick?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Anytime.
I was working at a radio station. Again, most of my life revolves around radio stations. And in our market, I was the board op for Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell.
Nice.
And I said to our program director at the time, I said, hey, I think I could do this is Dallas, Fort Worth area. So I'm like, hey, I think I could do what, like a lead-in show of doing paranormal call-ins, stuff like that. I think I can give that a whirl. That way we'll have something to put in front of Coast to Coast AM. And then, I think that'd be cool because we'd have our own stuff going on. So I went to the general manager, Dennis, and I pitched it to him after I talked to the program director, and he looked at me and he goes, I'll give you 1 hour. After hours, 1 hour on the AM side. I'm like, oh, that's a great name. We're going to go with that name. So it's stuck.
That's a cool name.
That's how it started. So, yeah, After Hours AM. It is after everybody else goes home and you're stuck by yourself. But
that's the fun part.
Yeah, it just stuck around. The name just stuck around. So
it's like hear Mystic Whispers. I tend to hear spirits, so why not, call it Mystic Whispers. And we've been at it for 6 years now.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a good run. My first year.
Yeah. Very cool.
Hey, see
very,
ya.
very cool. Yeah, nice seeing you guys. Thanks again for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Joel and Casey. Have a great night.
Yeah.
Stay safe out there. And I will see you all again soon.
Yep.
Thank you, Mystic, and everyone for listening. Mystic Whisper Podcast. I do have a secondary channel, Whispers in the Dark.
Oh, very cool. Oh, by the way, I want to bring this up before we go. If you want to become a guest in After Hours AM, just email us at afterhoursam@gmail.com. afterhoursam@gmail.com.
Awesome. And we also have an email for both channels. Paranormal Whispers @gmail.com. How about you, Casey? You have an email, or you just follow on Facebook? Mostly?
Nope, just follow me on Facebook.
All right, cool. We're all on Facebook.
Yep.
Anyway, this will be a replay and Spotify and everywhere. Listen to your pod. All right,
Very
y'all.
cool.
Thank you, guys. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you,
take care
Joel,
now.
Casey.
Yep.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night. See you guys
If you
later.
wanted to hang back and we can chat a little bit if you want.
Sure.
All right. Let's go for the intro. Bye, guys.